afternoon, good morning, good evening. Anywhere you are watching WYTV, you're welcome to another edition of News Review, where we talk about the headlines that made up the newspapers of today. My name is Ahmed Abbas or Latunji, but you can call me Sidon J. And I'm in the studio with...
I'm Ambassador Richie Morilu, son of the prophetess, the man where is okay. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are watching us all over the world.
All right, you know how we do it on the show, and you already know the sponsor for this show is still Nokpa Abbas. And you can as well be one of our sponsors. You can call the number you're seeing on the screen, or you can send us message and we'll reply as soon as possible. Today, I'll be starting with Punch newspaper as usual. Abductors demand 100 million naira for Ekiti school children, teachers. 200,000 naira minimum wage no longer realistic, Labour. Arsenal make contact over Osimhen deal. Delta governor suspends commissioner orders. Then on Vanguard newspaper, Hoodlums kill police officer, 2 others in Imo. Police, hunters, Amotekun arrest 5 suspected kidnappers in Ekiti. Kidnappers abduct pupils, teachers, demand 30 million naira ransom. Italy returns Ethiopia's first plane after 9 decades. Then on Daily Post newspaper, Supreme Court affirms Fintiri's election as Adamawa governor. Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso exit spark security concern in Nigeria. Urgently transmits power to Shetima. Oanaise knocks Tinubu over Paris trip. Over 1.5 million persons displaced in Benue, Governor Alia. These are the headlines that made up the newspapers of today. Let's go on a short commercial break. When we're back, we'll talk more on some of the headlines. Stay tuned. Don't go nowhere.
When life breaks into the beautiful splendor of nature, and the kids can't just resist the temptation to explore to its zenith with the full assurance that the perfect backup is on the way for a perfect refilling. Nokpa, we always come to the rescue anytime, anywhere, any day, anyway, anyhow, round the clock. Your family just can't get a better companion aside Nokpa. Nokpa Abba Mixture, your family's best bet.
With Nokpa, healthy living is guaranteed for me and my family.
Nokpa for management of power.
You're welcome back from that short commercial break, and that's our sponsor, Nokpa Abbas. Well, the first headline of today is this hoodlum that killed 2 police officers in Imo State.
Well, it's such a barbaric accident, and it is called for. You see, the rate of insecurity in the country now is getting worse and worse and worse and worse every blessed day. I believe the government should rise up to their responsibility, because if care is not taken, the Third World War is coming.
It will start in Nigeria, right?
Yes, it will start in Nigeria.
All right, the Imo State Police Command today confirmed that hoodlums killed 1 police officer and 2 civilians along Owerri Olu Road in Imo State. The Imo State Police Public Relations Officer, Henry Okoye, confirmed the incident to newsmen in Owerri. At press time, the police did not give a reason for the attack. However, some eyewitness accounts newsmen that they were sit-at-home order enforcers of the IPOB, while others said they were armed robbers targeting point-of-sale POS operators. So now, people are not even sure of who they are.
Who they are, whether they are hoodlums or
people, armed robbers that came for the POS operators. Well, another eyewitness said they were fleeing hoodlums after an operation, and while they were trying to flee back to their base, they met the police officers and shot them. But for the Imo Police Command, this is very unfortunate incident. The Commissioner of Police, Aboki Danjuma, condemns this barbaric attack in totality and has ordered the command's tactical team to go all out in synergy with other sister security agencies and clamp down on the hoodlums. So, either, let's say, be it hoodlums, armed robbers or kidnappers, we need to talk about the security of Nigeria.
And when you look at what is going on at times,
I don't understand.
Most of the policemen are not always at large, despite the insecurity challenges that we have.
Sir, if I could recollect, I think we have quick response service. We have the SWAT. We have the normal local police officers. We have the CIDs. We have soldiers. We have army police. We have them. They are just
in
there.
Different numbers. All they
doing nothing.
Is to go out and go after all these Yahoo boys. I could remember I visited the police station. And let me don't mention those the name of that police station. Could you imagine the guy that was in charge of the entrance of that gate was sitting down somewhere pressing his phone? What if the set of people that are coming in were a set of armed robbers? He was not at alert. He was just there pressing his phone. I believe a police officer will always be an alert, or a security personnel will always be an alert.
Sir, I won't blame that young officer. I won't blame him because he's seeing what the orgas at the top are doing, and that is what he's imitating. Because even the orgas do see them. Why the press will now? They won't try to like.
Let me say, okay, when you say you are not blaming the police officer in question, what about those lives that have lost now? Because their orga will not come and guide them. They'll be the one guiding their orga at the top.
Well, let's move on to the next headline here because I don't even know what to say about the insecurity insurgents in Nigeria. It's getting too much, and I don't know what our government is doing on this case of insecurity in Nigeria. It's getting worse to the extent of hoodlums killing policemen and kidnapping people up and down. That's just too much for this country. And this our president did not even wait to say anything. He had to go on a private visit to Paris in France, and that's what Ohaneze is trying to say. That
he should transfer power to his
to Shettima. Now you are having issues with different crises in Nigeria, the hoodlums, the kidnapping, what is it called?
The banditry.
The banditry. Everything is coming hand in hand in the country, and you have the mind to travel out of the country.
I believe by now, all the security, all the chief security should have been replaced. Nobody is accountable for anything. Why is it that you appointed somebody and the office is not functioning very well?
The only thing we see now is where the ministers that they said they want to check what they've been doing, but he didn't check what the chief of army staff, what the security, the chiefs in the security agencies have been doing. We didn't check those ones. It was only ministers who want to check. Well, there is God in everything we are doing. Well, Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso exit sparks security concern in Nigeria. Stakeholders have described as disturbing the recent withdrawal of Mali, Niger Republic, and Burkina Faso from the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, saying it raises serious concerns about Nigeria's security. The development comes amid alleged infiltration and interferences from West African powers, especially the United States of America, USA, and Russia, with a huge presence of Wagner brothers fighters in the region. Now, we are talking about United States of America, Russia. Now, I actually knew Russia is backing, if not the three countries, backing Burkina Faso.
Yes.
Yes, and it is well known that this government of Russia, they want to do everything to be in control of these countries. And now these three countries have come together to build a state, a name called Sahel State. So we don't know, maybe they are trying to say they want to protect themselves now from the Sahara Desert down to their countries, their borders.
You know, there was a sanction placed by this so-called ECOWAS, placed on these three countries that the military is government. But especially the last coup that happened in Niger Republic, you know, there was a sanction that had them. I believe there must be, there should be a friendly talk between the so-called chairman or the president of the ECOWAS and the so-called military rulers that are governing this set of countries. When you are placing a sanction on some set of people, you know, who are going to suffer the consequence? The masses suffer the consequence. Most especially those states that are closer to those borders. They have been lamenting, calling Ashwaju Ahmed Tinubu to review the sanction placed on Niger Republic. The borders are closed. And now, yesterday, you know, there was a news that says this set of countries is pulling out of ECOWAS. And they said, Nigeria said, their president said they have not received the official letter. Now they are putting it into writing. What happened in future? What do you expect in future?
Well, you know, let's say this. Getting it clear now. These countries quitting ECOWAS, it's not like it's a bad thing for them To me, it is another way of thinking of a way to develop your country on your own.
On your own,
no, it's just a means of it's just a means of democracy. Another means, because they are trying to say what is the essence of being in ECOWAS when they are not doing what they want. Remember, if you could recall, I think in 1979, a country, Mauritania, exit ECOWAS. That was about some few years back, and since then they are enjoying their democracy. You know, they are enjoying their freedom. They said the ECOWAS is not giving them what they want, and they have to move out of ECOWAS. They have to exit themselves so as to stand as on their own as a country. And you know, Mauritania is an Islamic country, and they are doing well. So far, so good. I've not heard anything bad from Mauritania. So that these countries, the only thing I just see in this exit of Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali is they didn't do it in the proper way.
Because
that's the first thing. And another thing is they didn't prepare for this. They are doing it that they're like, okay, anything that comes after, we are ready to face it.
What I believe is this. I believe the ECOWAS ECOWAS board should be able to come together. All this action plays upon this so country. Why is it that military is taking over in all this country? They should be able to go and study their visibility study very well. Get their visibility study. The reason why military are coming to take over. Why? Because of bad governance.
Sir, military coming up to be the head of those states is not a matter of bad governance. You see, you cannot compare Burkina Faso, this country, Mali, and what's the name of the third country? You cannot compare their government to Nigerian government or any other African country.
I still disagree.
Because the reason is that, sir, they knew the reason why they made Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu the chairman of ECOWAS. And now, if they said they don't want to be part of ECOWAS anymore, they have their own reason. Why? Because the government has changed. They are not. ECOWAS is just like a body that is ruling a country. Yeah. You know, there is nothing that can come up in Nigeria. Remember when Bazoum, when they wanted to eliminate him out of from his seat, you know, they had to bring it in as a coup. So the coup came as a military coup, and they fought for their victory, and they emerged as the president. You know, they are fighting for what they want.
Now let me.
And Bazoum is working with ECOWAS.
Let me come in. I still disagree with you. The reason why I said I disagree with you, you remember Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the president of Nigeria, even said it. That was last month that what could cause military coup in some of those countries was bad governance. I didn't mean the government has put what are supposed to put in place. Military wouldn't have come over. Now look at what happened in Niger. I think Niger was the last place that military took over. Why is it that military took over? The masses, the country people there came out in masses to be rejoicing that military took over. What could have happened? Automatically, bad leaders.
Okay, sir, you are talking about Nigerian president blaming the three countries that they have bad government in their country. That's the reason why the coup had to like take over in the country. But then the person that is talking, the person we are talking about now, which is the chairman of the ECOWAS, his own country, Nigeria. Is there no bad governance? Government in Nigeria.
A lamp will never see what is at its own bottom.
Sir, they saw it.
It will only be destined. It will only be. Its light is meant for the masses. Now, if Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is coming out to say that, automatically those that are closer to him in his cabinet are not speaking nothing but the truth to him. Because if they have let him understand what the old Nigerians are going through, I believe Bola Ahmed Asiwaju could have done something about it. You could recall when President Goodluck Jonathan was chased out from the office when Tinubu was appointed. Muhammadu Buhari was appointed as the voted in as the president of Nigeria. This man, the ex-president Goodluck Jonathan, said something that he wouldn't. I didn't know that he wouldn't have listened to his advisor because they didn't give him bad report about what is going on in Nigeria. Sir, only what they told him was that people are ready to die of
you. You see, when we let us call a spade a spade. When we see the truth, don't let us.
I didn't say Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not guilty of what.
No, you said something now that if the president did not know that people are suffering in Nigeria. That means its aides are not letting him know what is going on in the country. So when Tinubu came to Lagos in December to come and, on an holiday, yes. He came on an holiday to Lagos State, and he was passing through the market square, whereby people were seen shouting, "Ebin power," he heard. It's not like he didn't hear what they are saying. You can't tell me the president, and even if you didn't hear at that particular time, the video trends, and you will have seen the video, because I'm sure that the public.
Do you think the guy in charge of his media will allow the president to see the video?
If he didn't allow him,
all they are after is their own. They are all after their pocket. So they will fence the president. They will allow. You remember the president said during the campaign that he had to close his eyes on what is going on social media, that he doesn't go to social media again to see what is going on social media.
Well, the three countries also notified ECOWAS, the African Union, AU, and the United Nations of their withdrawal from the regional economic bloc, citing concerns about ECOWAS' divergence from its founding principles and influence from foreign powers. Before now, the three countries were suspended from ECOWAS, with Niger and Mali facing heavy sanctions following the military takeover of power that took place in Mali 2020, 2021, Burkina Faso 2022, and Niger 2023. Military leaders of the three nations disclosed in a joint statement on Sunday that it was a sovereign decision to leave the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, without delay. After 49 years of existence, the brave people of Burkina, Mali, and Niger note with much regret, bitterness, and great disappointment that their organization has moved away from the ideals of its founding fathers and Pan-Africanism terrorist art. Furthermore, ECOWAS, under the influence of foreign powers, betrayed its founding principles and has become a threat to its member states and population whose happiness is supposed to ensure. Indeed, the organization has not provided assistance to our states in the context of our existential fight against terrorism and insecurity. Worse, when the state decides to take their destiny into their own hands, it adopted an irrational and unacceptable posture by imposing illegal, illegitimate, inhumane, and irresponsible sanctions in violating of its text. All things which have further weakened populations already bruised by years of violence inflicted by instrumentalized and remote controlled part of the statement read. Now, these people have they have points to move out of ECOWAS.
ECOWAS, yes.
They said it, that this is not how ECOWAS was being operated by the forefather, that is the people that founded ECOWAS. Now it has changed. Different kind of changes have been coming up, and they keep, trying to move on with what has been happening in the ECOWAS. But when they see that this thing is getting too much, okay, what should we do? Okay, maybe we should just get out. At least we are not the first to exit from ECOWAS. So I don't see what they did as a wrong decision, though. But the threat to the Nigerian security is my own concern. Well, let's move on to the next headline now. Kidnapping epidemic. Abductors demand 100 million naira for Ekiti school children and teachers.
These doctors that demanded 100 million, I believe they might have communicated to the family members through some phone conversation. What are the policemen doing about it? Let's thank God for the governor of Ekiti State as coming out to give the charge to the Nigerian police that are there in Ekiti with all the security personnel there. We have the NDCC, we have the Vigilante group, likewise we have the Amatekun group. And it's telling them, they're giving them the charge. Even the president is saying something about the people that were being kidnapped in Ekiti there, telling them to go after the perpetrators. I believe this should put an end to the insecurity in that land, if truly they knows what they are doing, and if truly they didn't have hand on the insecurity that is over that land. Well,
kidnappers of 5 pupils of Apostolic Faith group of schools, Emure Ekiti, Ekiti, and 4 staff members have demanded 100 million naira ransom for the release of 9 victims who were taken away on Monday. The principal of the secondary section of the school, Boje Olanirete, confirmed the ransom demand in an interview with the news yesterday. The abduction epidemic has continued to defy the effort of the security agencies, as cases of kidnappings were being recorded in various parts of the country daily. On Monday, gunmen killed 2 Ekiti monarchs the Onimojo of Imojo, Oba Olatunde Olushola, and the Elesun of Esun Ekiti, Oba Babatunde Ogunshakin, while the Alara of Ara Ekiti, Oba Adebayo Fatoba narrowly escaped. The traditional rulers were returning from a function in Kogi State when their vehicles ran into the suspected kidnappers who were operating on the highway between Ipao and Okiako in the Ikole local government area of Ekiti State. The abduction of the school children and 4 staff members occurred when the school bus conveying 25 pupils home after school hours were waylaid by the gunmen in the Emure community in Ekiti State. Shedding light on how the incident occurred, Olanireti explained that the abduction occurred about a 5-minute drive from the school. She said, immediately the school closed at 3 p.m. and by the time we gathered all the children, it was already 3:30 p.m. It was that time that they moved. So the incident happened between 3:30 p.m. and 4 p.m. The school is in a suburb of Emure village, so they were going back home in Ekporo. The incident occurred just about a 5-minute drive from the school to Ekporo. When the government is Ekporo, okay. Yes, Ekporo. When the government attacked the school around heard the gunshots and they came to Emure with motorcycles to inform the people in the school about what happened. We immediately reported the police to the police station at Emure. The students were over 25 on the bus when the incident happened. When the gunmen attacked them, they shot the tire of the vehicle and asked the children to come out of the bus. They asked all of them to lie down. They picked 5 students and 4 staff members. They, after that, asked others to go. Olanireti added, the 5 students comprised 2 from secondary school and 3 from primary school, while the 4 staff comprised 2 teachers, 1 driver, and 1 bus assistant. When the parents heard about the incident, they came from Ekporo and they have been making frantic efforts by reaching out to some security outfits, including the police and Amotekun. This is how it went on that particular day.
If the federal government wants to swing into action, let them empower all our security men.
Empower them in what sense, sir? Because I don't understand. What else should they give
them to the kind of weapons they need to fight insurgency?
Sir, this is not weapon. This is not a matter of weapon. I'm saying this like Nigerian security agencies did not know how to strategize. You see, these people are strategizing. That is why they can operate without being apprehended.
Listen to me. You can't say these people are strategizing because a road that you people have been plying every blessed day. Number one, giving them the kind of weapon they need. Each state should buy to the rules of buying an helicopter. This set of people are operating in the forest.
Oh my God.
You don't know the forest more than the indigenous that are living in that. Now when you say the police are not swinging into action, a policeman that was brought from Imo State, transferred to, posted to Ekiti State, how is he going to know every lieutenant?
Sir, it is not every police that work in a state are not from that state. Yes. We still have some other police officers or other security officers that are indigenous of that state. You can't tell me the whole of the securities in Ekiti State or that area are not from Ekiti. And even aside that, I'm not seeing them doing any job. The only job I see Nigerian police doing is to extort people, collect money on the checkpoint or whatever, or they arrest innocent people. That's what they do. They are just working to make money. They are not working to secure the citizens of Nigeria at all. Because how will kidnappers operate freely without being disturbed
by the
and the police? Even if it is just serene, they will just be blowing up and down. They stay every day. It is better.
Let me tell you this. You see, when the kidnapping case occurred, for instance, now what happened there? The tower was shot by their gun. Then they had to call every one of them to lie down. If police swing into action immediately, if care is not taken, most of the children will be killed. I'm telling you the fact, because there are some strategy that they'll give to, there's some strategy that they give to the Nigerian police while they're on training. For instance, now for an armed robber is in your house operating now, the police just came suddenly. Before you get to know, if care is not taken, most of the victims will be killed.
Sir, this is it. This is it. With the little brain of mine, I feel these kidnappers, they've done their assignment on this way, on this road.
The road, yes.
And they knew that there is no security operatives on this road.
On those roads.
So they have the right to operate. because there is nothing that is stopping them. Then another thing is, why is it that once we get to know that this place is a silent road, there is a mosque.
Should be deployed.
Exactly.
Now listen,
to be on that way,
I went to a police station that people comes in and goes out. Why I see the man in charge of the gate, which was a policeman that is supposed to be an alert, to be very vigilant and watch those people that are coming in and going out, pressing his own phone. Not to talk of you telling the Nigerian police to deploy people, to deploy their personnel to some roads that are not that are so quiet.
Well, God, it's only God that can save us in this country, because
the only thing is let the state governor be empowered, and the state governor empower some set of people at least that knows the in and out of the forest. Let each states go and buy an helicopter that they can use to go through their
forest. Yeah, talking about forest. What's the work of Amotekun? What's the work of local hunters? They have them.
The Amotekun that you are talking of, can you compare the guns that the Amotekuns are holding with the ones that the bandits are holding?
Everything is not about gun. At least we're here when you were talking about, you made an instance whereby this woman used live bait to apprehend a thief. See, sir, we have different strategies. Everything is not gone. If they were being trained, if the Amotekun trained themselves well, they'll be able to apprehend kidnappers. Everything is not gone, shooting gun. Okay, these kidnappers, they came, they didn't shoot anybody, they shot only the tire, and they kidnapped these victims. So this is where we're going to be ending it on the show today. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms, on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram at Wisdom Yard Online TV. My name is Ahmed Abbas Olatunji, but you can call me Sidonje. Thank you so much, Ambassador, for joining us on the show. We'll see you again next time on this show. Be good and be hardworking. Bye for now.